Okay, now we have seen the import of Selenium. Now the first thing is that what Selenium is actually going to do. It automates the browser, right? And to automate some browser, I need to know how actually I can open up a browser. So there is a very simple command to open up the browser. There is no such complicated command. Let me just show you what command it's actually having. Just make a package and inside that I'll be having it, and I'll say so the command that is over here is you just go on. Since Selenium is a package and out of that package I need a class that I need to use, and that class is a WebDriver class. Now over here I assume that you are aware about the oriented programming and the difference between object creation and the object referencing. If you are not, then I'll cover that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just go to the name of the package, right click and click to new. You will get options like creating a directory, Python package and Python file. To create a package, go for Python package. To create a file in which the code is to be written, go for Python file. Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm able to see. This is Eclipse. Yeah. Yeah. Just a second. See, in your case, there is no project that has been made yet. You have to make a project first. Okay. Yeah, you have to create a project first, and inside that you will be creating the packages. You click on File, New Project, and give some name to your project whatsoever you want. Go to PyCharm. This is Eclipse. Okay. Now you got that name. You can right click over it, New. You'll get that option Python package. Scroll down, give some name. Yeah. Yeah. Inside this, you can create your files. No, no, no. Just click on the package name. On the package name. This is a project. Here, yes. Python 5. Okay. N no issues. Okay, so as you are saying that we should cover first the object programming, the object oriented programming. So I'm just going to create one more module to show you that. Then I'll come to this one and I'll name it as oops. Okay, now oops is something very good thing to practice, and it's little complicated to understand as well. But before that, let's see the creation of a class and a function as well, so that you don't face any kind of issues. To create a function, you just use the keyword def and followed by the name of the function what you want to give. Let's say I want to give the name it as demo1. Right. Inside this I'll give anything. Let's say I'll give a print statement and I'll say this is a demo function. Now if I have to use this function, I'll just will have to call this by the name of this function. That's it. Followed by a pair of parentheses. That's it how I can call this function. You can see that F icon that indicates that this is a function that I'm going to call now. I'll save this. I'll click on it on the workspace. I can click on run. Oops, and there I got the output of my function, which so whatsoever was inside, I got that printed. The same way if I want to create functions inside a class. So what I just need to do is first I need to make a class by the keyword class itself, followed by a name. Let's say I want to give the name demo and and the colon. Now inside this, I will be creating function the same way we created a normal function by the keyword def, and I'll give a name. Let's say I give the name demo2. Now in here when I'll press the bracket part from my keyboard, it will automatically take a keyword self. Now what the self keyword is, it's automatically coming up. I am not doing anything, it's coming up automatically. It's coming up over here so that whatsoever variables or functions I have in my class, in the same class, demo class, if I have more functions like demo2, demo3, demo4, if I want to access them, then I will be able to do them using the self keyword. Same way if I have some variables as well, I will be using self dot whatsoever variables I want to use or whatsoever functions I want to use, I'll call that function in front. That's the use of the self keyword. You don't have to put it yourself, it will automatically come. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. It will be outside the class, so you will not be able to call it directly over here. Yeah. So if you want, you can just go on and you can say demo1. It will directly come up over here. You need not to use the self keyword. But if there is some function inside the class only, then you have to use the self keyword. If I'll say demo1, I'll just will make an object for my class demo and I'll access the function that is made inside the class so that I can get the output. I'll show you how. Along with the function call of demo1, I'll have a print statement as well stating that this is my second demo function. Mind spellings. Right. Now my class is ready and the function inside is also ready. When I have to call it, now how I'm going to call it? Same way we call the function, we'll take the name of the class followed by a pair of parentheses. Now what it has done? It has basically created an object for me. What it has done? It has created an object here. But it's right now an hanging object. It's not having any reference through which I can call this class later on as well. If I have to call this class again, then I again have to do this thing. Otherwise, if I don't do this thing and I try to access my demo2 function which is inside the class, so you can see that no demo2 function is coming up over here. Why is it so? Because it's inside the class. Yes. So until unless I'm not having any object, I won't be able to call my demo2 function. So let's just have this object that we have made and use that ahead, and I'll say demo object created dot. Now inside this I only have one function which is coming at the top, demo2. I'll call this. The function call is ready. I'll save it and I'll run this. You can see over here, along with the output of demo 1, I am also getting the output of demo 2 function in here. Right. But, yeah, you have. Hmm. Yes, because it's in the module, right? The function call, yeah, the function call is still here. If I'll remove this function call, it's not going to give me the output of the function only. It will just give me the output of class. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. It is in, no. If it is inside the class, inside the function, whatever statement is inside the function, that will be executed. Be it outside the class the function is lying, or it is inside the function. But it will be executed until unless there is no error. Hmm. I'll I'll show you, just wait. I'm making one more function here, and I now in here demo3 is another function in the same class. I want Now what I want is I want to access my demo2 function inside demo3 function. So what I'll do is I'll say self dot demo 2. It's inside the class, it's a class function. So if I have to call a class function, I'll say self dot demo. If I would just want to call a function which is not in the class, I'll directly will say demo, the name of the function, like this. Now you got this? Sure. Did it got executed? Okay. Shall I move on? Sorry, I didn't get your question. Yes. Self is equivalent to this in Java. Hmm. Anju? Yes. It will print whatsoever is inside the demo2 function because I'm giving the call to demo2 and demo1. So what will be inside those functions, that will be printed if there is some print statement. Like, Yeah. Hmm. 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 In the console, you're asking from where it's coming? Okay. 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 So see here. Which function I'm calling? I'm calling demo2. So the output that is coming, it's coming from demo2 function. So whatsoever is being printed, it's being printed from here. Okay. When I'll change this function call to demo3, so whatsoever will be printed, it will be from this scope, like this. Okay. Shall I move on? Oh, okay. So now in here what we have done is we have made an object of the class demo, and then I, I have called some some function inside that class. But right now this object that we have made, it's an hanging object. If I again have to use it and I have to say, like, I have to call this time I have to call demo2. So I am again creating an object and I'm calling that another function, which is going to create a lot of confusion, as well as if I'm storing some value in some variables as well, I'm not able to retrieve them back. That could happen because there is no reference to this object. So what we do is, instead of making an hanging object, we make a reference to the objects. Like if I say d1, this is just a simple variable that I have made, and is equals to, I'll say, create the object of the demo class. So what will happen is I have created an object, and that object address where that object is lying in the memory, that will be stored in the variable d1. So if I have to access this class again and again, I will not make object anymore. I will just access this variable d1, which is the reference to my object created for the class, and I'll say d1 dot whichsoever function I want to call, I'll just will call it here. Likewise, I want to call demo 3, then I'm not creating the objects, I'm just using the reference. This is the difference between creating an object and creating an object reference. Okay, clear this point? Yes. So this is the same thing that we are going to follow ahead. Now coming to the browsers, the topic we have to start, the browsers. I need to open up the browsers now. Now which are the commonly used browsers? It's Chrome, it's Firefox, Edge, Opera. Internet Explorer is still being used, people use it, but it's deprecated now. But still there are norms, so we will cover that as well. But these are the few browsers that we can open. Along with that, Safari is there and all and all. So I need to open some of the browser to automate, to start automating at least. Right. So how actually I can open it? I'll make the object of this WebDriver class. This is a class I told you. So I'll make a reference for this. Let's say driver is equals to WebDriver dot. Now there is nothing coming up because I need to import Selenium over here. It's an external package. So you can see from the package Selenium there is a class WebDriver that I need to import. It got imported. I'll press dot. Now as many as classes are there inside this that are going to come up. Let's say I want to open Chrome. So I will be using the class Chrome with a capital C. Here people do mistake, they use small c and they say that Chrome is not opening. So a capital C needs to be used, followed by a pair of parentheses. Right. This is done. This is a general command to open up the blank Chrome browser. Now if I save this and I run this, it opened a blank Chrome browser for me. Right. Now, yes. Yes, yes. No, no, no. It is required. It is required. I'm coming to that. Because what people do is they just listen to the first module, they see that only this is the command and they try to execute. And when it does not exist, when it does not execute, they come to us that it's wrong and it's not opening. So just let the module complete and then have some questions. Okay, now as you said that something needs to be downloaded. So what are those things that needs to be downloaded? Every browser that we have, they have some driver specified. The browser provider provides us some drivers through which the browsers are actually opening. They interact with the drivers and then the browser is open. Right. So what and how to download those? Let's just discuss that as well. On a single site, you're going to get everything. You need not to go anywhere else. Right. And the only site is the official site of Selenium, that is selenium.dev. You need to go over here, and in here you will get every single thing. Be it you have to download the drivers, or you want to learn about the documentation, or you want to download another things like grid server, you want to download everything, you're going to get over here. Right, you just need to go to this downloads link, and then this tabular kind of data you are going to get in which different languages are given. You just need to go to Python and over here to API docs. When you'll come to this page, you just scroll down a little and you will see drivers, a section of drivers. Right. So in here there are browsers given, and along with them there are some links given. Right. So what you need to do is you need to check for your browser version. For Chrome I'm talking right now. We'll come to another browsers as well. For Chrome, you first need to check what what version of Chrome you are using. So you can go over these three dots in help about Google Chrome, and it will give you the Chrome version, which is 87 point something. Right. So you have seen this version, you will go to this link, and in here on this link, you will find number of versions coming up for Chrome. Be it 87, be it 83, 81, you can find out all those over here. Now, the version you are using for Chrome, you need to look for that and you need to download the driver of that version only. Why so? Because Chrome is very particular about the drivers. If there is some version mismatch, even if it's a point version mismatch as well, your Chrome may not open and it will give you a compatibility issue. Fine. So if you're using 87 version, look for that and download it simply. You can just click over the links over here, and in here according to your system configuration you can get the zip file downloaded. Once the zip file is downloaded, extract it and keep the driver, the exe file, at some point, at a common position. We are going to keep all the browsers, so keep it at a location. Okay, whichever is free in your system, just keep it there. Okay, once it's done, like I have done it in the C drive, in the WebDriver folder, I have the drivers of all the browsers over here. For Chrome, I'll just have it over here. So what I'll do is I'll just will copy the path from here, Control C, and in here, if you're not having the drivers in the case and this command is not going to execute, what you need to do is you just take a variable path, and in the variable just have the path of the location where you have kept the Chrome driver. So here is my Chrome driver, Chrome driver.exe. My path is ready. Now what I need to do is, to this command, I need to pass this path. I have to pass this path. There is a variable already, a parameter, executable path. To this you need to provide the path. That's it. Once you save this, you run it, your Chrome browser is going to open up perfectly as it is opening in my system. Okay, now I'll close this browser. The same way if I want to look for Firefox. Now for Firefox, there is something that we need to change in the default browser. What it is, let's just talk about that as well. I'll open up the default Firefox browser. Now what's the difference between Chrome and Firefox? What Chrome people do is whenever they launch a new version, along with the version launch, they also provide the drivers as well. At the same time, they provide the drivers. So we can just, if our Chrome gets updated, it automatically gets updated in Chrome. We can download the recent drivers as well. In Chrome that happens, so we don't have to worry in Chrome much. But when it comes to Firefox people are not that kind of people. When they launch a new version, they don't exactly provide the driver at the same time. So, because of that version compatibility, version instability, it could happen that your Firefox does not run. So, what you can do is you can just go on your Firefox, your default Firefox, and in here you can just go for options. And here when like Chrome, it automatically gets updated. Firefox also gets updated automatically, but you can stop that. You have the provision to stop automatic update in Firefox. You can see on the screen I have the option of Firefox update. This is a section in options. Instead of clicking it on automatically install updates, click on check for updates, but let you choose them when to install. So you can install it when the recent driver has also came up for the version. Okay, got the point over here? Okay, so currently which version of Firefox is there in your system? Right now it's 79. Right, it's asking me to update to 83. If the driver for 83 is available, then I'll go and I'll just will download the recent version. So where I'm going to get the driver? From the same site that I was talking about. Where it is gone? Okay, yeah, over here. Firefox. This Chrome, this one? Sure. Where is my meetings link? So I just need to click on the Firefox link over here, and then you will get a page like this on which there are a number of things. Like over here, you can see this thing, this Gigo driver coming up, these links. Now according to your system configuration, if you have Windows 32, 64, Linux, Mac, whatsoever configuration you have in your system, you can get the zip file from here. Just extract this executable file from the zip file and keep it at the location where you have kept the Chrome driver as well. That will be more easier to find out when you have to update the browser drivers. You will be able to do it very easily. So keep it at the same location like I have done Geeko driver. Right. So coming to the command, what command needs to be given? This part is same. I need to provide the path. So the path this time will become, instead of Chrome driver, it will be Geeko driver. Firstly, the driver path got updated. Then talking about which Firefox I want to open. So WebDriver class is going to be the same, just that the another class is going to change to Firefox. The path is given, so it will open up the Firefox browser for me. I'll comment the Chrome part so that just the Firefox browser opens up. I'll save it and I'll execute it. In case of Firefox, the opening of Firefox is little delayed. It may take 2 to 3 seconds to open the browser after you have given the command to run the script. So you need to be patient in here. You can see now the blank Firefox browser has opened up like this. Right. Then we have the Edge browser. For Edge browser also, you have the link over here. like here. The same way we downloaded the Chrome driver, the same way, the same steps you need to follow in the Edge. You need to first look for the version of Edge you are using in the system, and then you just need to look for the same version in here, same version or the closest version, like here. 89 versions are coming up over here. So according to the version you are using in your system, you can get the zip file from here, extract that zip file and extract the executable file out of that zip file and keep it at the same location like this. Right. Now for Edge browser, the by default name of the driver, it's given something else, like it's giving something like MS Edge driver. So if you have that driver in your system, it's fine, it's going to run fine. You'll just will go on the same way we are doing it. In here it will change to Microsoft. I have changed the name of the driver for some reason. I'll tell you why I have changed the name. Just give me 2 minutes. And then same way we change the name of the browser in the command for Firefox, we'll change the name of the command to Edge in this part. Right. I'll save this. I'll comment the Firefox part so that Edge only opens. I'll save it and I'll run it. Now this time it will open up a blank Edge browser for me. This way. Right. So this way I am able to open that. There's Internet Explorer as well, but for Internet Explorer there are few changes that you need to make sure are done in your default Internet Explorer. What those changes are, let's just discuss them as well. I'll say Internet Explorer. Now there are 4 changes. What those changes are? Firstly, just click on these options. You will find the option of zoom level. Zoom. That zoom level should be 100% only if you want to automate Internet Explorer as well. If it is something else than 100%, Selenium is going to throw you an exception saying that zoom level is not correct. Shift it to 100%. So firstly, make your zoom level to 100%. Fine. Once that is done, then you can move on to Internet Options. Over here in the Internet Options, you need to make 2-3 changes. First, in the Security tab, in here. Now in the Security tab, you can see different options of Internet, Local Intranet, Trusted Site and Restricted Site. Right. And according to these different parts, I have some kind of security level. For different options, different security level is there. What you need to do is in here, you have to bring this leveler to the lowest. By default, it's something else for different options, but you have to bring it to the lowest. Like for internet, it's at the lowest, then local internet, then trusted site, and for restricted site, it's disabled, so you cannot change it. So let this be. But this way, you have to bring the leveler to the lowest. Also, once it's done, you have to uncheck this checkbox, enable protected mode. By default, it's checked. You have to uncheck it for all the options, for internet, local internet, trusted sites, restricted sites. For all 4, you have to uncheck it. Once it's done, once both these changes are done in this tab, you can move on to the next tab, that is the Advanced tab. In the Advanced tab, what you need to do is you need to look for the security section like this, security section, and you have to check a checkbox, and the checkbox is allow active content to run in files on my computer. It's second option out of the list. It's the second option in security tab. You have to check that checkbox. By default, it's unchecked. Okay. Once all the changes are done, you can click on apply and OK. Done. Right. I'll close this Internet Explorer by default browser and I'll go back to my selenium.dev part. Now in here in the drivers section, I don't have the Internet Explorer driver coming up over here. Right, the driver is not in here. So what you need to do is go back to the official website over here. Just go one page back, and when you'll find this page, this tabular page, just scroll up and you will find a specified section for Internet Explorer driver. And from here you can get the drivers. Okay, once you click on these links, you will get a zip file. Extract the executable file out of the zip file and keep it at the location where rest are lying. Now over here again the same thing. I'll just will comment this. I'll change the name of my driver, that is IE driver server, and in here the name of the browser will also change to IE. Right, now I'll save this and I'll run this. So in here I get a blank Internet Explorer page as well, like this. Right, so 4 browsers, how to get their drivers, how to open up the browsers, that we have discussed above. Right, but in here people ask questions like, do we have to pass this path every time? Is it compulsory or something? So no, it is not compulsory. We can just add these drivers that we have just downloaded. We can add these drivers into our environment variables. That's the reason why I have asked you to keep all the drivers at a single position. It will be easy for you to add it in the environment variables. Just pick up that folder and put it. Just go to your Windows icon, look for environment variables, and then in here environment variables, over here you can just go on and you will find a variable path. Just click on edit in this and you'll get a list of path over here. In here just enter the path of your folder where you have kept all the drivers. Now in my case it's C colon driver, web driver. If I'll change the web driver at any time, if I just change driver of Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Opera, at any time I change it, I don't have to change it in my environment variables every time. The folder is there, automatically it will be updated. Right, so just pick up that folder name and pass it over here, then click on OK, OK and OK. Fine. Now after doing this, you can try that whether your browser is opening without passing this path or not. Just need to give this command that you have seen before. Just that command is there. Now you just need to remove that path and try to execute it. If your browser opens, that's very good. But in any case it does not open and it gives you some error that the driver should be at the location, then don't worry, you just need to give your system a restart to apply the changes that you have done in the environment variables. Once your system is restarted, just run this command again and your browser whichsoever you want will be opened. Okay, clear with this point? Any questions, any doubts? Okay, now since we are able to open the browsers, we have got the drivers in place and everything is done now. Now next step is, what's the next step? Browser is ready. What next step will be? Yes, exactly. We need to pass some URL. So again, to open up the URL, we'll be using a function outside, a function from the WebDriver part only. So I'll use the object reference, that is driver dot. Now I get all the commands, all the variables which are inside this WebDriver class. You can see these all are associated with the WebDriver class. Find element, quit, get, close, switch to, all these are the part of WebDriver only. Just by putting the dot I'm getting it. Now what function I am concerned about? To open up the URL. So I'll get this, I'll use this get function. And to this get function I need to pass the URL whatsoever I want. Let's say I want to pass google.com. Right, I'll save this and I'll run this. So it opened up Internet Explorer for me and navigated to me google.com like this. Good to go? Sure. You just need to use this command in where you are passing the URL. Just open up, remove the path, and in here give it this. Let's say I want to open up over here, not Google. Let's say we open up facebook.com, some another URL. I'll save it and I'll run it. Now this time too your browsers will open. Edge is opening up over here, and then it's navigating me to facebook.com. Then Internet Explorer opened and it navigated me to google.com. Okay, now remember I told you in between that the name of your browser over here, I have changed the name for some reason. What's the reason why I have changed the name over here? By default, the Edge browser name is MS Edge driver, something like this the name is. I don't remember precisely. But if you have that name of the driver only given, then this way your Edge is not going to work. Right? So if you want your Edge to work this way without passing the path, without giving the path exactly, you just need to rename your you need to rename your driver to Microsoft Web Driver like this. Once you Yes, for this purpose only, I have renamed it to Microsoft WebDriver, and now this way it's also working absolutely fine. Okay? And the same command to open up the URL is going to work with all the browsers that you have. They are the generic functions in the WebDriver, which you can fire on any of the browsers. Right? Now, if I'll take you to the root to the tour of the WebDriver package, let me just show you all the functions, the generic functions in here. So if you want to read the documentation, you can go to this second link, docs, and in here you will find all the documentation. Now what I am using right now, I am using the WebDriver, right, this one. Sure, sure. So in here I'm looking for WebDriver, right? So once I'll click on it, I'll get all the information over here. What it is, what it does, what it cannot do, everything is coming up over here. Which are the arguments which are passed over here, what they do, what are they used for, and below that you will see the you will see the classes coming down. Like I have this back function, it will take me back to the back page. If I'm just going to the next page, it will take me to the back page. This close function, current URL, I can check what the current URL is. Then I can just go on, and I'm showing you some simple ones right now. These all are going to be used here and there anywhere. So let me just show you these find commands. You can see these find elements which are coming so many. These are to interact with the web page. You have to extract the elements from the web page. At that time these commands are going to be in use. So this get function we have already seen how it actually works. Then at the end I also have a command that is the uh, where it is, it got, I cannot find it, quit command. Yeah, quit command. Now this quit command is a very useful command. And why is it useful? Because what happens is that we keep on testing and testing and testing. Some browsers are like, they, if it is a successful execution, the browser automatically quits, it automatically closes. But there are some browsers which do not automatically close. Like you can see in the taskbar below, my Chrome browser is still open, it's the default one, and Internet Explorer, two windows are open for me. That I don't want, because it will fill up my whole task manager just by this browsers only, right? So what I want is, once my execution is completed, I want to quit the browser. I want to quit the browser. So I can just go over here and I can say, once it's done, just driver dot quit. Close the command, close the browser for me. Here also, close the browser for me. So what it will happen, it will open Edge browser, navigate me to facebook.com and will quit the browser. Same in the Internet Explorer case as well. If I save it, now no extra browser are open in my taskbar yet. Edge has opened, it will navigate me to the page and it closed. You saw? Internet Explorer and it closed. This way. No extra browsers will also be keep lying in my taskbar below. Okay. Clear this point? Any questions, any doubts? You can just let me know. Okay. So this is what we need to cover over here. This is all for this session. You can practice this. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the next session. Okay? Sure. No, it will automatically come. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Are you clicking on that WebDriver word? Click. Just click on it. That help come na. Click on it. You can see it's saying install and import package. Now why is it saying install and import package? Because whensoever you are using any external package in PyCharm, you need to have it added in the PyCharm IDE as well. From where to do it? Just go to file option, settings. In here you will see the project name. Can you see? Just scroll down under yeah, over here. Click on it. Python interpreter. Whatsoever package you are using, it should be listed over here in the list. If it is not, click on that plus button and look for the package. Selenium. The package name is Selenium. Nium. Click on it. Click on install package. It will take 2 to 5 seconds to install it. It is done. You can close this window. Okay. Just scroll up. Just click on it now. Import this name. You can see all those coming up from the Selenium package. You need to click for the selenium.webdriver, the last one. Now you got it. You have the driver with you. You can just run this command if you have the driver settled in. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The Chrome name you will give with capital C. Yeah. Just you can directly pass the path here as well. If it is not, if the drivers are not added in the environment variables yet, it is added. Okay. Then you can run it. Save it and run it. Got it? You got some kind of error. Session not created. Your version are mismatching. Just scroll down the error a little. Let me see the error. You can see the error, the message is coming up. Session not created. This version of Chrome driver is only supported for version 85. You need to update your browser and the driver. Oh, no issues. Yeah, Mozilla. Firefox. Here it is Firefox. Just wait. Just remove this Firefox from in front of the WebDriver. Just remove this until WebDriver. Remove the parentheses as well. Dot, capital F. Yeah. Now run it. Got it? Okay. So you can check rest of the browsers as well, Edge, Internet Explorer, and you can try getting to the navigating to the different browser URLs. Okay? Okay then. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes, yes, you will get yes, yes. Sure, sure, sure. This video will be shared with you soon. Okay. Thank you.